Well, YouTube sucks. That's just all I'm going to say. I was trying to live broadcast this for everybody, but they have updated streaming requirements. Great. More red tape. What I want to do, I have a video of this, but I figure let's do it again. E46, this is a 2003 330, 5-speed. Not that that matters, they're all the same. An E46 chassis. Down in here, you have a bushing. And as you can see, with 190,000 miles on this car, this thing might as well not even be there. It's doing absolutely nothing. And it controls the upper control room. And I just think that since I just did my trailing arm bushing with poly, I'm going to put some nice Limforder brand new units in here. So, I know people have a lot of ways to do this, but I did this once before. There's a really good way to do this without spending a lot of money. And so, I is going to share my way of Okay, so first thing, I'll still see that. Yeah, so first thing you need, threaded rod and some nuts. 2 of them to be exact. You do need a receiver cup. This is a 1 13/16 3/4 inch socket. I think I bought this, if I'm not mistaken, it's just almost 46 millimeter. I think I bought it for front wheel bearings, or the front wheel nut, front of an E46. Can't be sure. But it fits perfectly over top of this and will act as a receiver cup to catch that bushing. Then you have to have a pushing device. The pushing device has to be just big enough to go through that hole and still push the outer sleeve, because if you don't, you'll just rip the guts out of it, because I just did that. So for a pushing device, I use this socket, which is a 30 millimeter. It's a 12 point, but it doesn't matter, just 30 millimeter. Kind of a thin wall. It's actually really good size. What I want you to do is put some sockets on the end of this thing. By the way, this is the one I used to push the new socket in, I think, or the new one in. I think is how I installed the new ones, but anyway. I'm going to use it today, just so I don't have as much room. No, backwards. Okay, so receiver cup, socket, receiver cup. This is 29 millimeter, and again, the only reason this is on here is A, to kind of act like a washer, and B, so I don't have to thread it as far onto the whirly-birdy string around. So anyways, once you get that done, take your cup pusher, whatever you want to call it. Just so happens that the nuts that these are 18 millimeters. So the good thing for me is if I leave this out at the end, I can put a ratchet on it. All I'm doing right now is quote unquote setting up the tool. Right? And what I mean by that is I'm getting it all lined up, because you do have to line this stuff up right. Because again, this 46 millimeter, if you don't have it just perfect, what will happen is it will bind. So once you get it set up, you put an 18 millimeter wrench right on this side. Take your big 1/2 inch ratchet with a deep well 18 millimeter. Slide it in. And make sure, I'll show you guys this in just a second, but I really can't stress this enough. And you may have to do it a few times, but make sure that this is around the outside perfectly. Don't let it be too low or too high, because if you do that, what happens is it'll push against this instead of going through the middle. Okay, same thing over here. You want to make sure that the outside circumference is completely around the hole. If this is off a little bit, what'll happen is the inner part of the bushing will hit this and then it won't go anywhere. And we'll pretty much figure that out as we go along, because here, I'm gonna pull back. And the reason you'll notice that is because it'll start to get really, really hard. And it's just really shouldn't be that hard to do. It's not big enough bushing. But I already feel it getting tight, so maybe I've already screwed up. Oh, no, there it goes. That sound you just heard was the crack. That's a little lost there. Of the bushing breaking loose. And now it's getting tight because I'm bound up. I got bound up with my socket. That's really the only thing that bound up, so I'm just going to reposition. There we go. Nope, I'm bound up again. Alright, well, you know what? See what's happening. It sucks, but nothing I can do about it. So what's happening is, because it's at a goofy angle and this back piece is hitting, this is getting pushed off to the side and this nut is kind of riding on it weird. So I'm just gonna pull that off. And I'm going to use my little, oh, not going to use that one. I'm use my, there we go. What is that, 17 millimeter? Oh, yeah, I don't want to just try my 17 millimeter. It's my one and only 17.5 inch left, so that's for my lug nuts. I'm not going to do that. I'll use this one. Should be good with this one. And you probably should grease these threads. I'm not. Had this rod forever. That sounded funny. I've had this threaded rod forever. Bought it when I had my weight car, as a matter of fact. So that's about 15 years ago. Never greased it. I use it for crap like this all the time. Anyways, so now hopefully I didn't just screw it on there too far. Nope, we're good. So what I want to do now is again reposition our receiver cup, as it's called, as it were. And I'm going to line up my pushing socket. Alright. May run out of thread here, because I got, yeah, sort of working. When it gets tight, and then we need to make sure everything's lined up again. No. Jerk. No, the socket doesn't fit anywhere. I have to do this the hard way. Actually, I'll just use this. Adjustable. But I don't know if you can see this. I'll try to bring you in a little closer. You can see right. Oh, it's dark, I'm sorry. See right in here. There it goes. You know, watch that socket just draw up. I'm sorry, it's too dark. You're not going to be able to see it. I apologize. Horrible camera work. Just horrible camera work. I hope you can understand that filming this is a pain. Alright, back to it. So, you just gotta keep going. Once it breaks loose, actually it gets fairly easy to move. There it goes. And so now, move. So now, you can see there you go. It's just that easy. And the reason that you don't just put the threaded rod on the bushing like this and try to pull it out that way is because this happens. So as you can see, it went and it pulled this out and left this in the hole. So that's why. But that ball joint right there, that's the offender, and you can feel it is shot. I mean, the new ones you can't move by hand at all, and this one is very, very loose. So, by the way, this procedure, as archaic as it is, also works for this bushing down here, right there. This is your, whatever you call it, some bushing. I'm probably not going to replace mine because I don't feel like it, but you can. And that's that. So once you're done with the removal of the bushing, end up with a hole, just like that. And we do the same thing as we did on my other video of the trailing arm bushing. We get the little, where is it? Little spinny brush on the end of my drill, which I have lost, but I have a little spinny brush. Put it in there, clean it up, and then to push the new bearing in, you just actually just reverse the tool, right? So you use this on the end, and you just push with this, and then you're done. Hope that helps.